Hey there, I'm Derek Gisriel, a short-term rental investor and a property manager who's helped countless of Airbnb owners maximize their income while minimizing their headaches. Now, if you've ever dreamed of owning an Airbnb, or maybe you already do, you need to stick around today because I'm uncovering the real problems about owning an Airbnb that no one talks about. Here's the thing, while everyone is out there is busy and telling you how easy it is to make passive income with Airbnbs, I'm here to tell you that it's not all sunshine and 5-star reviews. And at the end of this video, I have a game-changing bonus tip that is really gonna save you from one of the most common Airbnb nightmares. So stay tuned for that. Don't waste your time on advice that sugarcoats the challenges of this business. I will give you my honest take on what to watch out for so that you can make smarter decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Drop a comment below as we go through these because I'd love to hear from any issues or challenges that you faced. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Airbnb tips and tricks. And check out my other videos on how to take your Airbnb to that next level. So, problem number 1, the high costs you do not see coming. So let's dive into the financial side of owning an Airbnb. Most people think the big expense is buying the property. And listen, sure, it can be expensive, a down payment and furniture costs, but what about everything else? Here's a quick breakdown. Repairs and maintenance. So things like breaking doors, appliances, and plumbing. If you've got to jackhammer the foundation to get to a pipe, that could get fairly expensive. And if you're managing a high occupancy property, like many of our properties, then they will definitely cost you more than you expect because you've got to block off the dates and you have to take that cost into consideration of lost income. Utilities. So if your guests are cranking the AC all day during summer or leaving the lights on 24/7, who's footing the bill? You are. And these spikes can be shocking, especially in energy intensive seasons. Cleaning fees. Yeah, you can pass some of the costs to the guests, but depending on the size and type of the property, you may still pay a premium for a reliable cleaning service. Next is damage from guests. So even careful guests can accidentally damage furniture, walls, or electronics. And let's not even get started on careless ones. The solution here, this is where dynamic pricing strategies like dynamic pricing and length of stay rule sets and upselling amenities can really save the day. So if you're not using tools like Price Labs or adding options like pool heat or golf cart rentals, you are leaving cash on the table. These strategies can often offset your costs and protect your bottom line. Problem number 2 is the never-ending time commitment. So let's talk about time. Everyone loves the idea of passive income, but let me break it to you. Airbnb hosting is anything but passive. Here's what you're really signing up for. Number 1, guest communication. Answering all the pre-booking questions, addressing concerns during the stay, and handling last-minute requests. It is a constant back and forth. Turnovers, coordinating cleaning, restocking supplies, and making sure that the property is in the perfect condition for that next guest is really no small feat. Next is emergencies. Guests lock themselves out. The battery in the lock stops working. The AC breaks in the middle of summer, or the Wi-Fi goes down. And guess who's fixing it? You are. The solution is to automate. So automation is your best friend here. So tools like HostAway, it can handle the guest communication, while services like Turno can help you schedule cleaners and manage payments without lifting a finger. So if you want true freedom, you've got to invest in systems that are going to work for you. Problem number 3 is often overlooked, is what I'll share with you, is regulatory and legal headaches. This is the problem that no one likes to talk about because it's not glamorous, but it is critical. Airbnb regulations, they vary widely depending on where your property is located. So here's what to watch out for. Permits. A lot of cities require a short short-term rental permit, which often comes with strict rules about occupancy, parking, or even the number of nights that you can rent out your property. A fun one that we all live and die by, taxes, right? We all have to pay taxes. So in addition to regular property taxes, many places charge occupancy or hotel taxes, which you are often responsible for collecting and then remitting on a monthly or quarterly basis. Next is changing laws and regulations. So we know regulations can change overnight. This can leave you scrambling to adjust your business and to pivot. The solution is staying informed is really half the battle. So set up Google alerts for your city short-term rental news. And if you're considering hiring a local attorney, if you're really unsure about the compliance, being proactive is going to save you from a lot of costly fines or even legal battles, which no one wants. Problem number 4 is dealing with difficult guests. This is one of the most draining parts of being an Airbnb host, and yet it is rarely discussed. Difficult guests come in all shapes and sizes, and here's what you might face. First one, messy guests. These are the ones who treat your property like it's a fraternity house, leaving behind a mountain of trash or damage that's going to take you and your cleaners hours to clean up. Next is unreasonable complaints. So there are videos going around on TikTok where they show you as a guest how to get refunds, or they'll just nitpick about every little thing. And these things could be out of your control, but you have to have systems in place so you know the photos after a clean on the condition of a property. Next is a big topic that we talk about a lot, and that's reviews. You know, we all want 5 stars, but there are guests that leave consistently 3 or 4 star reviews because the coffee wasn't strong enough, really. Reviews like these can tank your listing visibility. The solution, tools like auto hosts will help you screen your guests before that they book. And when it comes to unfair reviews, don't hesitate to challenge them on Airbnb when they violate policy. This is a whole separate video, but what I'll caveat that and say, you have to find the policy that they violated, whether that's the number of guests, early or late checkout, these type of things. They left it a mess, they broke your house rules. Figure what that is, build a legal case and submit that to Airbnb. And really finally, having a clear set of house rules that they actually sign and communicate that up front to set the proper expectations and avoid misunderstandings. Problem number 5, emotional toll. This is something that no one mentions, and this is a side of Airbnb hosting that no one really prepares you for, and that's the emotional toll. You are letting strangers into your home, or at least a property that you poured time and money into, and that can be pretty stressful. One topic is personal attachments. So if you've designed a space that you care for, seeing it mistreated by guests can feel like a personal attack. Next is negative reviews. A bad review always feels like a punch to the gut, especially if you worked so hard to make that guest stay enjoyable. Next is burnout. The constant pressure to maintain 5-star rating to stay competitive can wear you down. Solutions. The best way to manage the emotional toll is to separate yourself from the property as much as possible. Remember, it's a business and it's not a reflection of you. Automating repetitive tasks and outsourcing where possible will help you focus on what really matters, and that is growing your business and staying sane. Now for the bonus tip that I promised, short-term rental insurance. Now, most people assume their regular homeowner's policy will cover their Airbnb. Spoiler, 99% of the time, it will not. Here's why you need dedicated coverage like what we use with our own personal homes, like proper insurance. First is guest-related damage. This is going to cover things from broken appliances to structural damage. Next is liability claims. So if a guest gets hurt on your property, you're protected from lawsuits. The next one is lost income. So Proper's policy, for example, will cover lost revenue if your property becomes uninhabitable due to an incident. This is one decision that can save you thousands of dollars and a lot of stress, so do not skip it. If you have found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe for more insider Airbnb tips. So, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of the challenges with your Airbnb? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, check out my other videos on automating your Airbnb business and transforming your rental into a top performing listing. I will see you in the next video.